I like obscure and obsolete TV accessories like teletext interfaces, MTS stereo decoders, and even gimmicky ones like indoor antennas made to look like a fake satellite dish. So when I saw this uniquely shaped, wood grain adorned AMF Paragon Night Owl TV timer, I knew I had to pick it up. And this is definitely not a gimmick. It would have served a very useful purpose in the era before most TVs had remote control and before many TV stations had 24-hour programming. As the name Night Owl TV Timer suggests, that is to simply turn off your TV after a desired amount of time has passed, up to 6 hours. Otherwise, you would have to get up and walk over to the TV to turn it off, or if you had fallen asleep while watching TV, you might be rudely awoken by a loud blast of static when the TV station you were watching went off the air for the night.
Well, with that foretaste of spring, we come to the end of the day's viewing here on 4. So at just after midnight, from all of us here, a very good night.
Don't forget to switch off your set. Good night.
These days, it may seem inconceivable to have a television without a remote control, but these kinds of TVs were in common use all through the 1980s and even into the early 1990s, often as the second TV in a household, such as in a bedroom. But with the Night Owl TV timer, you can leave the switch on your TV turned on, and then you plug the TV piggyback into the Night Owl's power plug, and plug this into the wall, and then the TV timer would control the power to the set. So if you began watching TV at 10 p.m. and you knew the station you were tuned to went off the air at midnight, you would just set the TV timer to 2 hours, and then it would automatically turn off the TV when the station went off the air for the night. The TV timer is almost silent in operation, but there is a little motor in there, which you may be able to just about hear. It actually rattles a little bit if I move it like this. Maybe you can hear that. So there is a little AC powered motorized timer in this, controlling the power to the TV. It's officially called a clock operated switch. It's made by AMF Paragon Electric Company, made in the USA, model TVT-00. Today, AMF is best known for their bowling centers and bowling equipment, but they used to be an industrial conglomerate making everything from motorcycles to monorails, and one of their divisions was the Paragon Electric Company, which specialized in making electric timers, so a product like this was right up their alley. The piggyback power cord design may seem unusual, but the advantage is that there's only one cord going into the timer, which makes it less obtrusive looking than if the TV was also plugged into the back of it. I can't find any specific information about the Night Owl TV timer, such as when it was made and how much it originally cost, but I was able to find an image of the original box which advertised that it could also be used to control other devices such as a lamp, a radio, or a fan. It's rated for loads of up to 840 watts or 7 amps, so it can even be used to run a small electric heater. The timer dial appears to be continuously variable because there are no noticeable clicks or notches as I turn it past each number. So to test it, I set up a VCR that is period correct and also wood grain adorned. And when the clock strikes 9, I'm going to put in this tape that is an hour and a half long. Then I'm going to turn the dial to as close as I can get to halfway between 1 and 2 hours. Then I'm going to use my time-lapse camera to see exactly when the timer shuts off. Well, I couldn't have planned it any better if I tried, because the program on the tape did end after about an hour and a half, but it had a couple extra minutes of credits and promo offers, and right when the FBI warning showed up at the end of the tape, the timer switched it off, so that was perfect. And even as old as this 1985 top loader VCR is, it has automatic rewind when it reaches the end of the tape. That's a nice touch. Inside, it's just as simple as I expected. An AC-powered mechanical timer connected to a switch to turn the power on and off. There's only 3 wires in the cord, so it's only switching one side of the AC line. I could try to take it out entirely, but I think in order to do that I would need to peel off this faceplate, and I don't want to risk damaging it. And there's not really anything more to see in here anyway. The timer was made in the USA, 120 volts, 60 hertz. Looks like it says 3 watts. Runs at 1/15th of a revolution per minute. And if that's a date code, this was made in the 61st week of 1971. Yeah, good thing it's not a calendar. And if I turn it on, you can see it start to rotate inside there. There's a little clear sticker over this window, so I don't know if this is for some kind of adjustment or just factory testing. And if I shut it off, it comes to a stop. As for what happened to AMF and why the company is only known for bowling today, in 1985 they got taken over by a group of private investors who decided that the bowling part of the company was the only one worth keeping, and they sold off all the other company divisions. And I can't find any information about what happened to Paragon, so it's possible that the division did not find a buyer and it simply folded. That's pretty much all there is to say and show about the AMF Paragon Night Owl TV timer. It has one job, and it does it simply and stylishly.